When I first went in, because I didn't send any headshots in anything, I basically found out, if you guys are familiar with Rambo 2, there was a Russian soldier, his name was Voyl Gorik, and he was a bodyguard with me with Stallone, and he knew I was trying to become an actor, and he's like, well, you need to get out there and do some, low-budget movies and get some tape and footage. So he had worked with Amir. I don't know which movie he had come in and done something, because I never saw him in anything. And so I just walked into Amir's office, and then from there he was like, yeah, you're, like he said, you got long hair, muscles. Okay, fine. But little did he know I'll be going like this all the time. And but yeah, I just think Amir was very a stickler. You had to know your lines. And a lot of the cadence, which I've said before, was written not the way I would say it, but again, the young actor thinking, let me do it my way. And hanging around with Sly and watching mainstream movies, I'm just thinking I'm going to be the next whatever. So I'm like, oh, I would like to say it like this, and he was very strict. But no, all those lines. I thought Mark made that line up about the undercover cop. I don't know if it was written. I thought Mark. Wow. If at that moment we said something like that, because I purposely because Mark didn't want to climb over the fence. He'd go, I ain't climbing over. And I don't know if Amir suggested we'll go through here and then that's where we came up with the dialogue. But yeah, I don't think that was written. I think that was improvised.
All right. Well, then I don't know what to say. That was an amazing.
It was yeah, just on the fly. Yeah.
Cranston, I don't know if it's the dialogue just coming off of the microphone itself. Did you have to ADR a lot, or is that live audio that we're hearing?
Well, first I talk like this. And then
right.
Amir says, no.
He always wanted us louder.
Yeah. All right, I talk like this.
So it was.
And every time you forget, oh yeah, I make this voice.
That must have got old, I imagine, right?
It got old really fast. Yeah.
Ben, can you tell us some war stories about being on this set?
Oh, that's awesome.
Sure. Just watching it now brings back some memories. First of all, the restaurant scene that you guys saw, that was an old club called Carlos and Charlie's. And it was on Sunset Boulevard. It was directly across the street from the Roxbury. So Night of the Roxbury, some of you might know that. And my father knew the bouncer at the Roxbury. And he would sometimes let us on when the owner wasn't there because we didn't have any permits. So we would get there about 4 o'clock in the morning, shoot till about 11, 12 until the staff started coming in, and then we'd quickly run out the back. So talk about guerrilla filmmaking. The other thing is there's a scene in this movie where they're in front of an actual police station and they have a conversation with a man in a police uniform. That's a cop. That's a real policeman who walked up to my dad and asked if we had a permit. My dad's like, well, no, we're doing second for this TV show, but you're really handsome. You're really a good-looking man. Why don't you say a line? And the guy's like, really? You think so? I'm like, yeah, just, say this and say, go get the bad guys or whatever it is. And he actually did it. And he goes, do you want me to get in the police car and drive away? And my dad's like, yeah, sure. Go ahead. So, yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing that these days, would blow up on Instagram and the poor bastard would get fired. But in those days, that's what he did. All the filming that you saw inside the houses and stuff, those were all homes of my dad's friends. So the waiter who meets him, the real flamboyant guy, that he was a medical doctor. His name is Joselito Rescobar, and he was actually a producer. So he approaches my father and says, hey, I want to be an actor. And my dad's like, hey, I need some money. And so this is born. And this is the way they did things. The large house with the stairs, that's his home in the hills. The guy with the mustache, who is the only Latino guy in the gang, he owned the blue van, and he's my next door neighbor. He was, yeah. Currently, he's my next door neighbor. They moved away eventually, but they owned the house next door to my mom's house.
Wow!
And that blue van is his van. So we would use that to move around the set and bring the equipment on the set, and then we'd use it in a chase scene, and then load up the stuff and take it home. And the total budget for what you guys just saw is an astounding $30,000. And he was able to shoot this with thinking about 3 weeks, but it went over, so he shot it in 5. And what would happen is he would have to do pickup shots, though, so that led to other disasters.
The wig.
The wig incident, which is a whole other story by itself. Matt can tell you guys about that. But he'll tell you the wig story. But the thing about it is, that's the beauty of it. My father, his genius. My father was a very well-established filmmaker in Iran. He made 45 movies in Iran, huge hits. He was a mainstream filmmaker. But when he came here, he needed a source of income. That's what these films are. These films aren't meant to be works of art. They're not meant to be Lawrence of Arabia. I was joking with my friend, I'm like, after seeing this, I don't need to see the sequel to Heat. Right? It's got to be about the same, right? Who needs DiCaprio when you've got Hannon? But the thing is, that's what they were. And you have a person whose English is his second language writing these screenplays. And that's what you get. You get things that are essentially Farsi translated directly to English. So he understands the joke because he's heard it. So that's what it is. But the fact is, his genius was working with people. He was able to do more with one Happy Meal and a Big Mac than most producers can do with a $40 million budget. And that was my dad.
The thing that always stands out to me is the guns and the pyrotechnics, the fire and stuff. Was everything unpermitted? Was like every shot stolen? Was he like, let's burn it and just
everything? There was no permit. There was the word permit and Amir Shirvan are foreign, which is.
What makes it so much amazing.
No, permits cost money. Permits take time. Permits, you got to realize when you have permits, right? You have to have like police presence. You have to have insurance companies. You have to have paramedics. You don't want a paramedic in this movie, You've got my dad paying that man. I think he paid him $100 to catch fire. That guy got $100 and a Big Mac sandwich to catch fire. And at the end, do you know when he like looks up and looks at the camera, the problem is we couldn't reshoot it, right? Because we already used the goop. So he burned himself. So my dad's like, no, let it go. He's yelling at the guy not to look at the camera. I was there. He's like, okay, you're dead. Don't look at the camera. The guy's like, what, am I done? Can I have my money? And so he's like, what are you going to do? We can't burn him again. Cut, print. And that's what it was. And that's what you have.
That's amazing. Absolutely. Yes. Before we turn into the audience for a couple questions, can you please tell us the wig story, Matt? Please.
Oh, yeah, if you haven't heard. Well, again, like he said, we started in June of 1990. And, there would be time in between work days, and then we'd come back and keep filming. So I think it was end of 90, I think he had said we were all done. So I thought, oh, okay. And then my agent said, oh, let's do some new headshots once you cut your hair short, blah, blah, blah. So I went and did that. But, I, again, thought the movie was done and over with. And then Amir reached out to me in January, I think, of 91 and said, hey, can you come by the office? And I thought he was finally going to have a print or something, some tape for me as an actor that I could finally get and use to get more work. And I walked in the office, and he was so pissed. He said, what have you done to your hair? And I said, why? He says, we have more to film. I said, no. I said, oh, I'm sorry. So we immediately got in his car and drove down to Hollywood Boulevard to a wig shop. And it was just so cute because he's trying on these wigs, smashing them on my head and seeing if they match. And I just, again, trying to be respectful and wanted, because I appreciated Amir even giving me the opportunity to be a star in a movie. And then I just thought they would be a couple pickup shots, from a distance. You wouldn't really tell. And then as you see, they're close-ups, and I'm just like... But I don't know, and we all just wanted to finish. I mean, our fight scenes, it was so hot out there. It was just, anyway. But that's how that happened, and it was unintentional. And then, of course, in editing, when he's putting his movie together, he needs a beginning, middle, and end. And he did need more footage. Probably that's why he wanted some pickup shots. So that's why it's intermixed with my real hair, and then it'll be the wig and so on and so forth. But yeah,
that was a very interesting night at my house.
I bet he was pissed.
You guys should have seen my father's face when he came home that night. he was like, the stupid effing effer cut his hair. I'm like, what? What are you saying? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, the lead in the movie, he cut his effing hair. Now it's show, and we have half the film to finish. It was funny, and he was, the look. My dad was a very moody guy. He was up and down. You know, he would, when things were going well, he was all sunshine and roses, and when things were going bad, he was horrible. And this was him at his worst. This was Napoleon at Waterloo. It was a disaster. And I mean, looking back now, though, I mean, I'm so happy you cut your hair, because that's brilliant. That's genius. Seeing you in that wig making faces, I mean, that's
hilarious.
gold. That's amazing.
Thank you for that.
You bet.
We'll turn to you guys for a couple. We have about 10 minutes. Anybody? Right back there. Should I hand this off?
I can speak loudly.
Oh, okay.
What's the hair care routine, man?
Then or now? Then or
Still
now?
a wig.
Yeah.
Yeah, what made you grow it back out?
I never really cut it short. I probably cut it then, and that was the last time I had it short. And I think, yeah, so I don't know. I don't know why. To hide this ugly, I don't know. I just like hide behind. Yeah, but that was a lot of layered haircuts back. But everybody had the mullet going on in that movie. So, I mean, that was the style, I guess, back then. Yeah. I don't know why I still have it.
Oh, do you?
Hi.
Oh, you have a mic. Oh, sorry.
Hi there.
You have a mic.
My question is about Amir and like kind of his influences and like who were some of his favorite filmmakers and who was really influencing him at the time, because like I do notice like he makes a lot of like American action movies. Was that more because he personally liked those, or was he like, oh, this is what audiences like? And like even just like the samurai element, the kung fu of it all, like was that something he felt that American audiences enjoyed, or is that something he personally liked?
That's a lot of questions. Let me ask one at a time. My father's favorite directors were, his favorite director was Akira Kurosawa. And he liked, he was a huge fan of Milos Forman. He was a huge fan of Sergio Leone. So his taste in movies ran to the classics. In terms of the subject matter of these movies, you got to realize movies were made specifically to be sold all over the world in small markets on video. So the hit movies of the time were movies like Lethal Weapon, right? Had like a martial arts aspect to it. The big actors in the day were Stallone or like Chuck Norris. So he would make movies that, for example, the smaller producers who couldn't afford to buy Rambo 3 would want to buy for their territory. So he would make a poster that looked exactly like the poster for a film like Rambo 2, and then he would sell it to China, Japan, Germany, all over the world. And we would go to these film markets, like the American Film Market in Santa Monica, and we would sell them to different territories. And so where he got the ideas were that's what was in vogue at the time when he made the movie. You know, like in 1987, 1988, you had the Lethal Weapon movies, you had the Rambo movies. And a lot of the guys that were in these films were people that were in those films. So for example, he did another movie called Killing American Style that starred a guy named Harold Diamond. And he was the guy that did the stick fighting scene with Stallone in Rambo 3. So they would come on and say, hey, I was in this movie with Stallone, and he would cast them. So that's the influence. But his movie influence, like the films he would watch himself, were not action movies. My dad was not a fan. He was a fan of movies. But I mean, I was the only kid who had a favorite Akira Kurosawa movie. I was a 9-year-old who knew all of Sergio Leone's movies. You know, I mean, that's what we watched at home, and that's what I still watch.
Should I choose, or are you choosing?
Oh, you can pick. Sorry.
He's had his hand up for so long.
Over here?
Yeah, yeah, right here. Yes, yeah.
Thank you. What was this is for the cast? What was your favorite scene, either to film or just watch from the film, out of curiosity?
Mine are obvious.
You have a favorite scene that you like?
I do have a favorite scene. I think when we had to redo some of our fight scenes and the artificial hair that you had on became a problem.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you want to tell them that story?
Well, they all saw it. The damn wig came right off.
Well, I thought
But he was so quick, he tried to push it right back on. Like
I
the
thought
camera won't notice.
I don't know if you guys caught all of that, but yeah, I tried my best to keep the wig on his head as we were fighting. So again, it's one of
Yeah,
those
those are
scenes
fun.
that I did with you. I think it's for me, it's a big deal.
Yeah,
It was probably the best.
that was
You know,
fun.
let me. They talk about Stallone. You have talked about Stallone. Ben has talked about Stallone. I have a story. If you viewed the two knives I had in my belt that I used in the fight, I got an audition for the second Rambo. And the first audition I went, and it was just Stallone and myself. And at that time, I used to call him Mr. Stallone, and he would say, friends would call me Sly. It's like, wow, man, that's a big deal for me. And I said to him, are you looking for weapons for this Rambo project? And he said, what do you got? And I used to carry those two knives in my belt daily. Not just for audition. That was my design, that was my idea. So anyway, I said, yeah, I got these two boot knives. I got it concealed in my belt. So I picked it up. I showed it to him, and he says, can I look at it? I said, yeah. So I walked up to him. He grabs both knives, and this is no joke. His eyes just gleamed at that thing like this. You know, whoa, wait a minute now. And so, didn't get the job at that time, but I got a recall, a callback. And my agent says to me, you got a callback, but they want you to bring those two knives in your belt. I don't know what they're talking about, but I took it to me. So at this time it was the director, Stallone, and myself. And long story short, it seemed like they were kind of getting the idea of maybe using it in there, which they eventually did. Because the third recall, callback, they had the prop guy, the director, Stallone, and myself. I didn't get the job, but they eventually used it in Rambo 2. Well, the funny thing is that towards the end of the shoot, they were looking for more Asian stunt guys. And I just so happened to be one of the 4 that they called. And I said, wow, I'm going to make me a belt and I'm going to give it to Stallone. And lo and behold, not knowing, I go there with the 4 guys and we go to the set, and they had me in just like gi pants, no shirt on, and the guy said, throw up a tattoo on the guy, show him a tattoo. And I went, man, this is going to be a single, man. And so I said, oh, man, okay. And long story short again, we go to the town, we come back. 4 of you report to the production office, and they says, me and another heavy-set guy, heavier than me, and it says, you and you are too well fed for the pot, so you can go home. And I said, oh, well, okay, that's their decision. And it was supposed to be a 3-week gig in Acapulco. And so I said, okay. They eventually paid us for 1 week. But I had made Stallone a set that I was going to give to him as a present. And in the morning, the crew had already left before I got up and got ready to fly back to L.A. And after the shoot, one of my friends comes and tells me, calls me up, and he says, hey, they were using your idea of your 2 knives in a belt. And I don't know if you guys all saw Rambo, but they actually did use the 2 knives in a belt. So
That was on the boat scene on the river, right? The guy
there
comes
you
from
go.
above.
Yeah.
And they actually showed, so they didn't use your knives, but the prop guy
No, they didn't use
duplicated
my
them.
knife. Naturally, I take a chance. I used to go to auditions. I used to carry a black attaché case with me, and I had that thing loaded with whatever. Any way that I could get a job, even with the idea that they might steal. But I was kind of hoping that if you want to use some of my weapons, I was kind of hoping that they would hire me as a stunt player. But this one didn't work out. But again, I had to kind of throw that in since they start talking about
The big guy.
Stallone. The big
I'd
guy.
be more concerned carrying a briefcase of all those weapons around L.A. than people got, what's in the trunk? Get in trouble.
To go a little bit further than that, I know I've taken up a lot of time, but
We're not going
I did a small movie. It's an Eric Lee movie. Oh, no, I take that back. I did a movie called Killer Elite with James Caan. And I had students that worked for ambulance, and so what I did was I had a cast made. I concealed a stainless steel rod in there.
Oh my God, you're a rebel.
I made some darts out of that thing, stainless steel welding rod with the thing. And with the whole idea of an assassin attempt at San Francisco airport on Marco and them. And at that time, Sam Peckinpah was the director, and they were holding him to like a PG rating. If you know Sam Peckinpah, he's an R-rated guy. Even showing a nunchaku would turn the PG into an R-rated movie. So all my, I had a foot locker that I had. Yeah, I couldn't put everything in the black attaché case, so I had to do
A case to a
but
foot locker
that's
to
some
a
of
coffin
my,
to a camper.
involvement with. In fact, I took a lot of. I took that Foot Locker to Acapulco. I actually took that. At that time, it wasn't so much a restriction
Oh, Jesus.
on carrying weapons on that.
Yeah, try that today.
So,
Try that today. No way.
well, I don't know. You know, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I go, maybe I should put my daggers in my belt and walk through the airport and see if they can catch all that. See, it's a non-magnetic dagger, so it doesn't register.
Jesus Christ.
That's a little secret I'm gonna share. Other than that, I carry other stuff. I can get by, but I'm not gonna tell you which.
Well, on that note, let's get one more question before we head out here. In the back there.
Fantastic work, guys, for independent and stuff like that. My question is I know we have part 2 that was done by Gregory Hatanaka.
Woo!
Yes.
Will we see a part 3 in the future? Let's go. Let's do it.
I don't have to answer that one.
Hey, if the money's right.
Only because I've been talking to Greg about it and Ben, but it's so hard nowadays. They're not doing those kind of movies anymore. And I mean, we all would enjoy to see, I would like to do just to get everybody together again, but I don't know if that would ever be, I don't know if it would take massive crowd input or what, but even the platforms of like Netflix and Amazon, like Greg had mentioned, they're just, the industry's changed. And this is a long gone format of filmmaking. It's like novelty now for everybody to watch. So, yeah, I know. I'd love to have everybody back.
Right on. Any closing remarks, gentlemen?
Short story shorter.
Sure. Absolutely.
That lady's been waiting.
What was the question? It was some scene that you remember.
Yeah. Do you remember from?
There's two scenes that I remember.
All right.
Or
I thought you told me that you forgot all those things.
the important things I forget, man. You know when you have special moments in your life that you never forget? Well, I don't remember Samurai Cop at all.
I can't believe that. He's serious.
I noticed you were quiet during those questions.
Two things. One scene where he says, he gives you the script like 2 minutes before you're gonna be there. So you're memorizing, and it's okay. Cut off his head, put it on the table. So he says, roll it, right? And I said, where's the table? There's no table here. So that's when he changes, cut off his head and put it on this piano. So that's line. And there's a scene where it's a room with a giant fireplace. And it's a huge fireplace like this. And he says, get up to this and put your elbow on the fireplace. And I go, why? and he says, put your elbow on and the fireplace is like this. So if you watch it, yeah, I'm like that. Two things that I remember.
That's awesome.
Amazing. Can we do one more? Do I have time to do one more, or is that it?
She's been having her hands
5 minutes?
The bar's
for a long
closed.
time.
5? Oh, wait. How much time do I have? I can't see. I'll hand you this.
All right, thank you so much. One of the things that I noticed
Nice
is that...
voice. That
Thank
is
you
awesome.
very much.
That's a man. That's a voice.
We
right there.
always have room for that voice.
Amir would love your voice.
I was
especially
about to say
yeah.
that. My dad would love your voice.
Sorry.
That'd
Well,
be-
that's my son right there.
So, hey,
I'd
Dad.
have to go,
Right.
like that.
Well, one thing I noticed is that through all of the credits, the name Cranston Komuro doesn't appear once. So, through all of this, after all of the decades, how did you get connected back to Samurai Cop? How did they find you?
Greg found me. And I get a call, and then I get a call from Matt.
Yeah, I guess when Greg, I think if I get the story right, Greg, it was doing a screening before everybody knew I was still alive. And Mark Frazer had an original promo that I think when we were at the Film Mart selling the movie, and Cranston's name was on there, and I think that's where Greg started. He goes, well, who's this guy's name? And let's try, and I think from Facebook, maybe he tracked, his wife, I think he tracked down.
Yeah,
That's how that happened.
In the VHS?
IMDb or something?
Whatever the VHS was. He gave
Okay.
me one after the film, after we
Uh-huh.
did the film. And I watched it, and I said, my name's not on here.
Well, you know why?
And he
Can I
said-
reveal the secret of why your name wasn't on there?
Why?
You ruined the piano. You put the guy's head. The reason we found you is
and
you
he
wanted
comes
the
up to me
money
and
for
he
the.
says, don't worry, next time.
Next time. That's sweet.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you all
very
for
much.
coming
Thank
out.
you all for coming.
On your
Have a good night.
Saturday.
Thank you, guys.